Welcome everyone to the Life We Live reunion, where tonight the cast is gathered to spill all the tea on what exactly went down in Colorado Springs, both on and off camera. This season was crazy. We had drama, tears, competition, a whole lot of laughs, and even potential love connections in the house. I am personally a hashtag Drio stan myself. But nevertheless, I am your ever charming host, Tobias Keith, and I am dying to start this reunion. And I know you all are too, so let's begin. Dre, what made you pick Colorado Springs this season, and how did the casting go?
Honestly, picking Colorado was a no-brainer for me because I planned this as soon as we got home from Boston, season 4. I was like, I want to go somewhere. All my friends are potheads. Let's go somewhere where it's legal. So I planned it for Leo's birthday. I booked that shit. I paid for it. I put so much time and effort into it. And then my entire friend group that was originally casted didn't go besides me, John, and Leo. So that's how everybody else came into play. That's how the casting really started because Ava wasn't going to come. Josh and Mike weren't invited. Christina was not casted until a week of the show, same as Janice. It was a mess, but I'm glad with the cast that we got, and I think we had an amazing cast.
Yeah, the show came out great. That actually leads me to my next question. Christina, you said your experience happened in a matter of only 2 weeks. How was your casting process?
Well, to be quite honest, it was literally insane. Ava was the one that put me on because I was following her and I heard about the show. And I was like, bitch, are you crazy? I can't. Then she told me in a week. I was like, I can't call off of work so soon. So a bitch had to do a little extra something crazy. We're not going to get into all that, but Shawty lost her job. But I'm on to bigger and better things now, so it's fine. But I honestly did it for the experience. I really just did it for the experience, and I just appreciate it. I love every moment of it. So,
Lance, what was it like being the only person moving in, not having a single connection in the house?
Me jumping into this, more docu-series is kind of new for me, but I knew that I'm someone who can move with the best of them. I can make connections with all different types of people. I might have not knew you from day one, but by the end of those days, I'm pretty sure you're either gonna love me or you're gonna hate me, and I'm gonna make some kind of impact on you. So I was excited, a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive, because I came into this really worried about how I would factor in.
I mean, I see you're very much into networking, which I can very much appreciate, and I love that. Even before Ava moved into the house, there was quite a bit of talk about how everybody would feel about her. For Lance and JT specifically, where were your heads before she arrived?
Before Ava arrived, I just was going off of what I've seen. Ava was definitely not the only one I had apprehensive thoughts about. Based on once I found out who was a part of the cast, she was the only one that based on what I've seen before, that I was is either going to be hit or miss, because I'm the type of person, I'm pretty much of a vibey person, but I had to work for everything I own in my life, since the age of 16. And I feel sometimes based on what I saw in Boston, Ava was that type of person who expected everything to go her way from the Ava experience and all that. So I came into the season the Ava experience is canceled. I'm not a part of it. I was anti-Ava, but I did talk to a lot of the house guests that it was either going to be a hit or miss. Either we're going to hate each other or be BFFs. And I think throughout the season, you saw both sides of that spectrum.
We all know where me and Ava stood after the Boston trip. I just want to say, we're good now. Before, I didn't really think we were going to click. It was a miss for me. I did not like the experience, like I said before. But I just had an open mind. I knew I wasn't going to start any trouble because I had someone in the house I wanted to make a good impression on. So that was basically it.
The next question is actually for Janice. How did you feel about being labeled JT's boo from the jump, even when both of you guys stated otherwise?
I guess it was kind of expected because no one really understood our situation. But as long as him and I had a clear understanding, which we both did, it was fine. I didn't really care.
Okay. Well, I mean, as long as there was no negative connotation in regards to your relationship, as later in the season that does happen. So I'm glad that walking into it, you were trying your best to avoid all that. I can respect that about you, girl. My next question is for Mike and Josh. Were you guys actually getting your popcorn ready, or were you starting to sow the seeds of tomfoolery and all of it?
definitely had my popcorn for most of it.
Yeah.
I definitely popped the popcorn for some of it, but I mean, it's all in the show. I mean, like I'm here for it, you know. Like I definitely like that I wasn't involved in anything. I don't like to be involved in a lot of drama. I like to get along with everybody. I mean, you know, you're not gonna get along with everybody, but I definitely like to be like front row to everything.
From my season 3 in the past, I was very bad. This season was currently a new season for me. And I wanted to stay out the drama, but at the same time, I want to observe everything, see how everybody is, see how generally they are. So I wanted to kept it like that. So I didn't get no popcorn. I didn't pop no popcorn or anything. But like I was just watching it, what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. And it turned out I loved the cast and I loved everybody here, even though we had some disagreements.
The thing is, for Josh, I felt Josh was getting the popcorn popped on him, and Mike was definitely stirring up the pot, because as many times, like after we watched him, seeing a lot that Mike did throughout the season, I was like, oh, yeah, you were shady on day one because of this.
Mike
you
was fucking pumping that butter onto that pot.
For real.
Yeah. Ava, after your first night in the house, you said you felt like you had no connections besides Christina. Why do you think so?
Coming into the house, I didn't know a lot of those people, and I felt like I was attacked because no one really understood like my veganism and everything, and no one understood that I was starving. I came into the house, I had practically no food. I didn't eat the night before, I didn't eat the next morning, and it just like made my whole vision kind of cloudy, and I didn't really understand why.
Does veganism become a clashing topic with your friends often?
Definitely. The reason I was like, oh, like I don't have anything in common with these people was, and I knew it, like no offense to you, Lance, I like saw your confessional in episode 1, you were already talking shit, so like obviously I already knew. Maybe I felt it, like maybe I felt it coming on.
Okay, but also, did you, wait, let me speak. Did you also see that in that same episode, Mike was the one stirring up the drama about where you're going to sleep, and she should have been here the night before, but everyone just made the whole drama about Lance and Ava based on, you know, Mike wheeling and dealing and doing it. Dre was there. I did speak
Mike
about
may
how
have facilitated it. All I'm saying is based on the confessionals that I saw the night before I even said, oh, I feel like I'm not getting along with anyone. There were already things said about me. It wasn't just you. It was a lot of other people were saying A, B, and C about me, and maybe that's why I felt that way.
But like I had preconceived notions of Ava as well before she came in the house, as did Lance. However, as soon as she entered the house, we vibed, and I had not one thing to say about you after that.
Lance, you were coming in a little bit hot. You did say before we even like hung out, you said the Ava experience is canceled. That was in the confessional. We can go back to the episode.
Because we're not about to have another season where you think you're the star. We're all equal parts. And at the end of the day,
I didn't say I was. I never said that I was a star. Besides the fact that I am.
That's what the Ava experience was all about you making it your show, that TLWL had transformed into TLWL Ava experience. So like for me, you can even see in that same conversation.
Episode 1 was called the Ava experience.
That's why me in that same conversation, me and Josh both said it like, hey, this is a preconceived notion, but I've given everyone a fair shot. And you know, once we got in that van and we was talking, we had a good ass time picking up Asha from the damn airport and picking you and Christina up from the airport. And throughout all up until our argument in that kitchen, and when you was trying to make it seem like Janice was the sourpuss of the house, I spoke up because I knew Janice was not being a sourpuss at that point. So I spoke up about how you were the one salty towards, like Sid was trying to have a conversation with you. I know I was trying to have a conversation with you, and you was very standoffish to some people.
That's initially what I was just going to barge in and mention, that those preconceived ideas of what somebody else might be acting like or how they're going to enter the area you guys are chilling in will cause like unspoken animosity between you guys. So all Ava was saying was that as soon as she entered, she could feel that, as well as you can feel, I guess, her aura of I am that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Also, people gonna have preconceived notions about me. I don't know anyone in this situation. So me as a new guy coming into the situation, a little bit older than some of these people, that they're gonna feel like they was on edge with me as well. Like I felt it as many times in those 6 days where people were grouped up, and the only person I was there to talk to was Andreas and Josh most of the time. Because you know, Janice was booed up, Christina and Ava were together. Asha fucked with me half and half, and Mike was standoffish with me a lot of the time. So it's like, let's be real.
Before Ava and Christina arrived, we asked everybody, what do you need from the grocery store? Ava texted us 3 things, and we got you.
I text you about 8.
Ava, we got you everything.
We got everything you put on your list.
Everything you asked for.
Okay.
We specifically went and made sure we got everything you asked for. I promise.
Listen, we have our original vegan on the show is Shayna, and there's nothing wrong with your veganism. I hope you didn't feel that way.
We got that bitch black beans all day.
I respect you, and I respect your choice. I just don't want you to think that we were like, oh no, like fuck Ava, like she could eat me. Like,
No, I totally get it. Totally get it.
Lance, immediately moving into the house, there was already pre-season relationships and bonds. You had TYB, Ava and Christina, Mike and Asha, etc., etc. Do you think those loyalties played a part in how everything played out this season?
Yeah, you could see how it played out. At the end of the day, Christina and Ava, thick as thieves. Mike, no matter how much he talked about in the beginning, how he was going to distance himself from Asha, get to know other people, we saw point blank period.
I did.
Slept in her bed 2 nights, and Janice and John, they had their little thing, so it was hard for me to even infiltrate myself with that. You only could do so much in trying to get with a couple. So the people that was the outliers from that was Josh and Andreas, and that's why I said at the end of the season, like, yeah, me and Christina had an amazing bond. I had small talks with Janice and John, but the 2 people I feel I walked away from this season having some of the best relationships was Josh and Andreas.
Asha, Ava, and Christina made it very clear that going into the house that it would be the girls versus JT. Ava and Christina, where do you think the animosity with JT comes from?
I honestly have no animosity against JT. It was more of a joke, more for a little bit of drama. Got to get the season going off good, So, but me and JT obviously had some problems in Boston, as you may have noticed. So when I came into the house and I greeted JT in Colorado, it was just nice. It felt like a different kind of energy. And like from there, it was just good. We didn't battle the entire trip, which was excellent.
Okay.
You could see in the finale episode when I said, I was like, oh my God, how many times have we fought this whole season? And he said, "Bro." Like, it was amazing.
A milestone was reached.
Totally agree.
And Christina?
Can I speak? I personally feel like y'all included me in that shit because if you saw in the first episode, I clearly said, I don't know this kid and I'm not going to just start popping off, like walking in the house, just popping off. I did say, I was like, all right, but I did say, I'm all for my women and Ava's my bitch. So if he does pop off, of course, I'm going to be there. But it wasn't that I was going to walk up in that bitch like, fuck you. Oh, my work. I'm sorry.
You kind of did, though. You kind of did, though.
I could say this, being in the van, that I think she was very hesitant of what she wanted to say about John because I know a little bit of tea, and I'm going to spill it, that coming into the season, Christina was interested in getting to know John, period.
Great.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Agree on that.
Yes, John had a shorty, so those thoughts went out the window, so it went from being, a possible love interest to anti-John.
Yeah. Listen.
I came on the show with a whole man. I came on the show with a whole man. So who said I was interested in this guy? Let me know.
Right. All right. Anyway, besides the fact we know it's not a big deal. Like I say it to everyone. I do look.
So please don't hype yourself up. Please.
Shut up.
Here's where the hot shit comes. So we had to fly out a day early, and I posted a picture of John. Christina swiped up and said, he better be single with the smirking.
Period.
And then
I mean, don't hate her in her game. She was just trying to
I have receipts.
But if y'all don't know how crazy I am already, y'all can't take everything that comes out this mouth so serious. Y'all should know that be talking my shit.
Let me finish.
The same way I call Leo cute. The same way I call Leo cute and he in a whole relationship. Like, hello, it's not that deep. Y'all be taking
You're just acknowledging the truth.
But that doesn't mean that you wouldn't infiltrate on that. Would you ever infiltrate on that?
I agree with Josh.
I just said I'm in a whole relationship, but I will get with girls. I said it as a fucking joke.
Wait,
y'all running with the shit. Go ahead, run with it as long as y'all want.
No.
Go ahead.
Keeping it a buck. I said, wait, I thought you had a man, and you said, no, bitch, I gotta come on the show single. So from that whole day that we came on, and then you moved into the house in the episode, I'm like, oh shit, so do you think these guys are cute? Because I'm not gonna lie, I had no loyalties to Janice, and I like the drama. So I was like, oh shit, maybe she's gonna try to steal Janice's piece, or maybe she's gonna try and like flirt with Leo. And then you said, I got a man at home. And I said to you, wait, I thought you were single. And you go, sometimes I'm single, sometimes I got a man.
And I didn't say that, but let me just say something. He was sleeping in our bed. If I really wanted that, best believe I could have that.
No,
but
stop,
it wasn't even like that. He's gonna talk shit for you with Denise now. But behind closed doors.
Let's be honest. We all know how I move.
Let me tell you something real quick.
We
want to speak facts, right?
Can I just
We
say
want to
something?
speak facts, right?
Can
So
I
let me
say
say
something?
something real quick.
Can I say something? As far as like playing the field, as soon as Janice got there, he was 100% about Janice.
Period.
And I feel like
Thank you. Before, and I'll say
Love
this,
it.
because I bet you it'll come out, and I'll proudly say it. Before Janice got there, I did say some slick shit about, I would get with Christina.
Okay, because I don't want to say that, but you were 100% about Janice.
As soon as that girl came into the house,
100%. They were all
I care about no one else.
When there weren't cameras around and that whole situation happened, when Shawty was in my bed and Shawty left the room, and since me and JT was sharing a room, he's all up in my ear talking about you was right, you had every point to be acting like that. But you ain't say that on the camera though. But in behind closed doors, to me, you did.
You're lying.
So what? Oh, I'm lying.
Well,
you didn't
okay,
say that to me.
so-
You didn't say I was right. We OD. She shouldn't have been on your bed. You didn't say that. Yo.
Even if I said that.
Hello, man up and say
out
it.
of respect
Man
for
up
you,
and say
because
it.
you.
Man up
I
and
can't
say
talk
it.
with
Yes,
someone
you
who
did. You was
doesn't
in my face,
listen.
in my ear when we were alone, saying you're right. You were right. She had no right to be in your.
So listen,
Yeah,
Please,
you're right, Christina.
please.
You're right.
So all things said and done, my last question is for Christina. Are you in fact still that bitch?
Bitch, always, forever will be that bitch, period.
And that's all I wanted to know. Let's talk about all the drama and tensions this season. So many juicy moments, from Christina v. Lance to JT v. Asha. The cast had a lot of shit to pop, and I'm ready to get into it, mama. Let's begin. First and foremost, Dre, what exactly happened with Jake? Can you spill the tea with all that?
Yeah, so Jake was the worst casting decision I ever made in my life. It was a very last minute thing. Literally the day before, like a couple days before we went to Colorado, one of our original cast members, a newbie, got COVID. We had to drop them from the cast, and we still wanted another newbie. So I was like, yo, I knew.
Did you just find him on Grindr or something?
Yeah, how'd you know? No.
On vacation though, we caught you.
So,
Exposed.
honestly, it wasn't shown in the show because I just didn't want to give, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to give Jake any camera time because he was a waste of space. But we had a conversation. I was like, wait, how the fuck do I know you? Like, how do I have you on Snapchat? And he was like, oh, a couple years ago, you liked a tweet that said like it was an all gay guys group chat on Twitter, and we became friends through there, and I still had him on Snapchat. And long story short, he just wasn't about it. Like, he didn't want to be on fucking camera. He came in the house like he owned shit, didn't pay for the van, didn't pay for the Airbnb, didn't pay for the food or the liquor. And then I was still going to let him slide because I was like, you know what? The house is already paid for, whatever. If he provides for the show, whatever. But then he didn't come for the cast photos, and that was the last straw.
We moved cast photos just for him and Asha.
Isn't it funny that in the first episode that Asha moved in, Jake was like, Asha and I will really be really good friends if she moves to Colorado. Trash and trash. Dumpster and garbage.
Let's be friends with you.
Dumpster and garbage. That's
period.
How ironic that.
Which one's which, right?
No.
They could pick it themselves, honestly.
I love that question. Right. Which one's which?
Christina, no doubt you came in hot night one. What was it that made you go off on all the guys? You were so cool with Lance. What switched?
So this is what happened. When I walked into the house, the very first time I walked into the house, Andres was giving me a tour. We arrived in our room and he said, this is me and yours. This is mine in his room. So I said, okay. He's like, yeah, bitch, we got the biggest room. We got the suite with the jacuzzi. And I'm like, lit. Never did Andres mention that JT was in our room. He just said me and him. Yeah. So now it's time for me to go to bed, and JT is in my bed, and I'm like, what are you doing here in my bed? Like, what are you doing here? And he's over here saying, this is my room. Never was I told that that's his room. Okay. So that's why I reacted the way that I did. No, I was never aware that he was in my room. Okay, if I would have known that he was part of our room, okay, cool. I was told that, but I wasn't. So I reacted the way I did.
There's also another clip that was not put in the show where when you first came into the room and John was laid up in the bed, you pulled me in the bathroom and you were like, since when the fuck is he in my bed? And I was like, I thought I told you. And you were like, you never told me. And I was like, oh, well, it's us three. And then you went back outside and you were like, why are you in my bed? After I already cleared it up that we were all gonna sleep together. And
well, you should have posted it because my ass was drunk and I don't remember that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I do.
If that was the case. So now I'm going at JT and I don't really know what happens, but I guess Lance came in to stop the situation or get JT out the room. I really don't know what happened.
The reunion is here for us to, you know, clear up the fuzziness because we're at the end of the day, it's all over now. So we're here to clear the fuzziness. So that's why I was going to speak.
Go ahead, Christina, baby. You got it. The floor is yours.
Thank you. So I said, I don't know exactly what happened. My ass was turned. But from what I remember, like he came in to get him out the room and I thought it was funny. And like he had closed the door in my face. And maybe I was drunk, ready for bed. And then I got a little bored. And I said, hold up. I'm not finna put all the doors in my face.
Some shit.
And I said, let me start some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was drunk and bored. So I said, hold up. Who the fuck you closing doors on? And that's really how it went down. And then from there, everybody started coming out, like, what's going on? And it started as a joke. So that's why I started hugging on him. Yeah. And I was like, yo, why are you acting like this? It's not even like that. And he was like, no. So he took it serious. And he said, how do you expect me to know if you're serious or not if I don't know you like that? You understand? So that's what that part came on. And you understand? And that's what happened.
Yeah, as a viewer watching it, that's exactly what it looked like. You were drunk and you had too much shit to buy. Like, you were just...
I was bored.
You know, I definitely didn't see it as like being intentionally negative or trying to start shit.
Well, you definitely
were drunk, and that's what happens with alcohol in your system.
That's what happened. Lancey Poo, I was kidding, but I got him out of that. I got him to that point already, so that he was like, bitch, I don't even care if you kidding. Like, you already got me to that point. And I get that. So I apologize, boo, but it was all a lot of funny games, all out of love.
Period. Let's dive right into the argument that drew the line for the majority of the season. For Christina and Janice, what was it about each other that just didn't click?
I never had a problem with Christina until the whole thing of the talking behind the back started happening. When she came into the house, yes, she was loud. That came up in the argument. But I had no problem with that. That's just not me. I even mentioned it in the show. I have really bad anxiety, so in order to like prevent me having panic attacks and stuff like that, I'm quiet and I observe and I just get a feel for everyone until I'm able to open myself up. It's been the past 3 years. So when it comes to me being quiet and not reaching out, that's just me observing and me doing what I have to do for myself. And it came up at some point during the show that she initially didn't like me because I didn't say hi to her. There's clips in the show where I was the first person to say hi to her. And the next thing that came up in the argument was that I was rude. My intentions were never to be rude with anyone. Again, it's just me observing. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not talking shit behind your back. That is just how I am. You can ask the people that I live with now. That's exactly how I was with them. They did most of the talking when we first met, and then now I'm open up with them. I have my temper issues. I have my attitude problem. So when I'm angry about something, I know for myself that I have to eat it. I just have to take what I like, take it because I know how my mouth gets. And after a certain point, it was just no more like, I couldn't take anymore. And that's when the whole argument happened and I started popping off because I was just like, I just couldn't deal with the stuff behind the back. I like to address things if something comes up because then that's how things get misconstrued, like misinterpreted. And then from there,
sorry, James.
So here we have JT in Florida with Janice. Love to see that it's still continuing.
We love this right now.
Just how to narrate it.
So I'm gonna tell you how my point of view and why I felt the way I did. All right. So yeah, she might have greeted me when I walked in, but the second I walked in, I felt like she already had like a face. Like I come in with so much energy. I'm happy. And we're all here to like, you know, hello, this is an experience. This is a show. This is like, and I walk in all happy thinking like, it's going to be like, woo, party. And she was just so serious. And it was almost like she hugged me because she didn't really have a choice because I had walked in. But I'm pretty sure, like, she just looked it real serious to me. Like, her energy was off, and I wasn't feeling that. Her energy was really off. I wasn't feeling
Christina's a crazy bitch. Christina really is. Like, I love you. I just know she's crazy, and she gets the chance, she's gonna pop off, and that's it.
Like, and I didn't like the fact that she was just like, we're here to have a good time, and why are you so serious? That was my point. So that's why from me stating that, that's me walking in, and then her admitting that she didn't like the way I walked into the door. And it's like, what do you don't like my energy? Like, I'm in a good ass mood. I'm a cool ass person. So the fact that the second I walked in, you didn't like me because I was loud, like, so I was like, bitch, you don't even know me. I just walked through the door. So right there, I was like, this one's gonna be a problem. That was the first night. All right. So that we, as you know, me and Ava didn't have nothing. We had a long fucking trip. I needed to take a trip to get some things. I come back to the house. Me and Ava come back. She got her vegan stuff. I got my whatever I had to get. We come back into the house and everything's all quiet. And like, this was not recorded. Okay, so this was like real life. When I saw doors closed, I was like, I have a feeling somebody's in my room. Okay, so I get to my door. What do you know? The door is locked. What a surprise. So I was like, these motherfuckers probably fucking on my bed. Girl, you have your own bed. Take your man to your bed. Like, what are you doing in my bed? Out of respect, she had a personal bed. So out of respect, go and handle your handle in your own bed. All right? That's where I'm coming from. Okay. So I knock on the door.
So, but
like, what you doing?
Yeah.
Can I talk?
But for all the tension that was being done in the house, for all that tension, Janice, is that why you kind of snapped and said something to Christina in the kitchen?
When the whole thing in the kitchen happened, I said something because, like I said before,
can you rewind back to the room, because you're fast forwarding to the kitchen? Rewind back to what happened in the room.
Was about the
kitchen. That was my question. That was my question, though, baby.
Okay, and when it comes, and I'll explain the room in the process. Okay. When this stuff happened in the kitchen, it's because I was tired of hearing the comments being made to everyone else in the house and never to me. Like, never once did someone come up to me and have a comment towards me directly, and then I would have addressed like when she talks about the stuff in the room. If she would have came and said, Janice and John, did you guys have sex in my bed? We would have said no. Like, all you have to do is ask questions. I was in the room because we were having a conversation, and the door was locked because he was taking a shower and getting dressed. Like, no one gets dressed with the door open when there's 11 other people living in the house.
Right. So, fair enough.
And when she's like, oh, like she had a big ass smile on her face, John is now my boyfriend. I enjoy being in his presence. Like, we have good conversation. So I'm not gonna look mad depressed when I'm talking to him.
You were talking to me with a big ass smirk, like, yeah, bitch, I'm in the bed. And from my point of view, I'm walking him, he's in a towel. What do you think is going through my head? You understand? I don't know what's going on behind those closed doors. So me walking in a towel and you laid up in my bed.
Okay, but then
that's
why
what I jumped to.
Why didn't you ask what is happening? You immediately started talking shit. And then when I left, and then you're in the kitchen and I come back and you're still talking shit, don't you understand why I could be upset by that?
It's the first day and people starting. So yeah, I called people and I was like, yo, this show is ridiculous. Already the first day people started.
Well, like I said, all she has to do is come. I never had a problem with Christina until that happened. And even after the argument, me and her, we were cordial. It was just the fact that she was going behind my back and just making these comments, and that was getting under my skin because I just felt like she was talking to the house, and I don't have connections with other people in the house besides him and Andreas and maybe Sid and Leo. But so like when you're going to other people that I don't know and you're making these comments, you're making me look like a bad person, and you never gave me the opportunity to speak for myself.
Ava, you chimed in during the blow-up, which led to your fight with JT, Janice, and even Lance. Can you clear that up a bit?
I guess it really wasn't my business to be doing so. Honestly, I was just in the car, like Christina said, we were at the store, and she was explaining. Christina, like, kind of made it, like, I only heard her side of the story, and she was telling me, like, what happened, and she was, like, she's my friend, so I guess I took sides a little bit. And it's not that I meant to talk shit behind Janice's back, but I was talking as Janice went downstairs. And it came off that way that I'm talking behind her back. Because all I really said was she was quiet. Like, that's all. That
Christina had a point.
But then, Ava, I could say you were quiet too. Like,
I agree. I do agree. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I don't
That's
think it
just
was
what
what
happened.
Ava said. I think it was how she said it.
Yes.
Probably.
Because in the kitchen we just had conversation that morning, and when Sid was like, I tried to have conversations with Ava and she was standoffish, and a couple other people had said that too. So Ava, you didn't just say that she was quiet, you said that she was one of the most standoffish people in the house.
My words were that bitch was quiet, but if you do watch everything, like Janice, like didn't mean to say that to offend you in any way. There is footage of me calling almost every single person in the cast bitch. Like that's just how I talk.
Right.
If that came off the wrong way, I am sorry. I really didn't mean it like that. I wasn't trying to attack you.
Well, that we spoke about it after. I think like that's fine. Like it is what it is. I think it was just the timing of the whole like situation.
Definitely. It was just so much was going on at once. It wasn't just one fight. It was 10 fights all at once.
Lance, what do you have to say about your argument with Ava?
I really didn't have no business attacking Ava or mention it, but I'm the type of person, I'm new to the situation too. So if someone's saying something untrue about me, I want somebody to speak up for me. And at that point, I felt what was being said about Janice was untrue. I felt that Janice has definitely been open way more than Ava was. Like, I don't know if she was so worried about that preconceived notion about everyone being anti-Ava experience, but Ava was really standoffish, and many people can attest to that. Sid and Leo isn't here.
And I just want to readdress that could have been because I didn't eat the night before or that morning.
But yeah, I'm just giving my standpoint about why I'm giving my standpoint about why I jumped in and had an argument with you.
Right.
So from that moment, I, stuck up for Janice. When I feel like I'm being attacked by somebody and they getting loud with me, I, could bounce back. So I gave her examples of how she's been an ungrateful bitch when I know me, Andres, and Mike, literally everything that was on her damn list, we got. Maybe by the time she got there, it wasn't there. And that's not my fault. I know when we bought it, it was all on there. So I felt if you needed 10,000 more things, you should have put it on there because 9 times out of 10, we would have got it for you. And that's why when she started continue to yap, I was like, you know what, Ava, you're an ungrateful bitch. And that's what happened.
That definitely was a highlight of the season. That was probably one of my favorite episodes, that whole back and forth you guys had. Mike, what was it like watching the whole blow up in the episode since you were asleep through it all?
I was fucking pissed, man. Like, I was so mad that I missed everything. Yeah, I woke up and they were like, everybody got into fight. So I was like investigating everything. And I was super mad. I had to wait like months to find out like what actually went down.
Mike, is it true that you were one-sided with it and felt a different type of way about me? Because I've heard things that, Lance shouldn't have talked to a woman that way, or like Lance, whatever, from your good girl, Asha, because she also feels some type of way. Because after that moment, Asha and you were two people that had different types of energy for me. Like I said, I'm a very energy person, and y'all two, along with Christina, because until we got things together, Asha, the mean girls, or whatever y'all called yourself, were very standoffish to me from that point.
Anything, so don't categorize that. However, if you want to talk about energy, when I first met you, I thought our energy was very good. I love that you meditated. And I actually told you, I was like, I want to meditate with you, but it's too cold, so I never did. However, I just felt like your energy was off throughout the whole thing with me. Not that I have anything bad to say about you, but I just didn't vibe with you at all. As far as what Asha has to say, I think everybody in this Zoom meeting understands that Asha is flip-floppy, and Asha says one thing, then says another.
She was like, Lance, you need to talk to Mike, Christine, and Ava, because based on that conversation you had with Ava, they all feel indifferent about you.
Asha will say the sky is blue, and then Asha will say the sky is red. So, so for as far as like your question with like what she has to say and what her like involvement is with this, it's bullshit. It's a crock of shit. She can eat my ass, because as far as I'm concerned, I had your back. Lance, again, we didn't buy, but you had her back as well. And for us to have her back, and then for her to sit there and rag us down.
And that's why I was wondering
I don't even think she said anything about you. As far as I know, she had a lot to say about me. And I'm speaking to you, Lance. Like, we are not on. I'm not gonna say we're on the best of terms. I think we're cool, but like, my integrity speaks for itself, and I feel like you should. You acknowledge my integrity.
Right.
So for her to sit there and say, Mike did this, Mike did that, Mike said this, and the third, like, she's full of shit. And, what she has to say about anything at all is really just a shart.
Yeah, and that's why I only brought up because I just want to know if that's the reason why we had the disconnect.
I'm gonna break it down right now. Actually, this is the honest to God truth. The first night, this is someone who at the time I thought was my friend. So I'm taking my friend's word. She said, "I saw Lance steal your lighter." So my question was, well, I have a fuck ton of money in the house. I don't want him stealing anything else. Now she's a liar and she fabricates shit. So like, I just don't want anything she has to say to interfere with anything I have to do with anybody else, because clearly, look who's not here. So like, I don't want, as far as anything she had to say to you, I don't want you to think that's true, because it's not. And if you have something you need to address with me, I would love for you to me, like I did to you when I texted.
And that's why I brought it up tonight about thinking about where our disconnect come from. And I will speak on the cheating allegation BS. Dre like I talked to him personally about like how I felt that really like fucked with me mentally.
So Janice and Christina, are you friends now, or are you open to starting fresh? And that same question goes for Ava and Lance.
I did have my confessional. I did say I was cool to like get to know girl, because I don't know nothing about her for me to sit here and have this hate or this like dislike. I said I dislike the energy in the beginning, but it wasn't really like that.
So during the show, after the argument, we were cordial, and then after the show, watching it back, I did have some petty comments between us, which I will apologize and say that was childish of me and I should not have done that. And I think that there is potential for us to move forward from the situation as long as like it doesn't become a reoccurring event.
Yeah,
of course, because it wasn't really even meant to be like that. It was our first day there. We never spoke ever spoke for us to have all this hate. So we too grown for this, like you said, and likewise, I apologize. So next,
I love it when everything comes together. I love when my ladies, meet in the middle. I love it.
John and I have talked, and I'm like, do you think they're gonna be cool? Like, do you think they're gonna be cool? Like, I really like both of them. Like, I want to see them in the future again. And like, don't get me wrong, I love the drama, but like, they're two dope ass girls, and they just have different personalities. There's no need for them to. I'm a feminist, so the girls run this show. Like, they both brought so much different shit like to the show, and I'm just glad that they spoke it out tonight. And even if they're not friends, even if they don't talk when we're not filming, as long as it's like they have respect for each other, I appreciate that and I admire that.
And I appreciate that take.
We're definitely like not on everyday texting friend kind of terms, but I definitely don't have a problem with him. Like, I don't think about how much I like hate him or anything like that. So I would say we're okay.
Yeah, you definitely could see like as the trajectory of the season, coming into the finale, like you saw that me and Ava literally had great moments together. We put, we had that one little argument, but we put that to the side. As you saw when we went zipline and we was a pair, we was partners in the game. Like, right. I literally helped her wash her clothes. Like, I'm an adult. At the end of the day, I'm an adult, and holding grudges is not going to get us anywhere. And many people saw that.
Lance and I got abducted by aliens together. So,
so like we literally, moved and shake past that. And, who knows? We'll see where our relationship go in the future of TLWL or anything else.
Oh, wow. I love that.
What made you guys think you got abducted by aliens? I still want to know this till this day.
Stealing my job.
Okay. So I don't know if I could explain this the best way possible. I was tweaking a little bit. I was a little bit turned, not gonna lie. I put my clothes in the wash, and I thought I was doing fine. I know how to do laundry. Thought I was doing good, and I switched the clothes from the washer to the dryer. Put it on 50 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes later, it started dinging. The clothes were dry.
It was weird. Like, at the end of the day, like I am a Christian. I do a lot of meditation. So stepping into that very like parallel universe, I'm kind of nervous that I hope it don't happen too many more times. By the time we like took 2 steps, it was like ding ding ding, and it was dry.
Let's be real. It was the Colorado Swede. That shit hit.
Although there was a lot of drama and arguments this season, you all had a lot of great moments on the trip that I'm kind of jealous of. The competition was fierce and the laughs were abundant. So let's chat about it. Lance, baby, you absolutely showed out game night and made it to the end. What's your strategy? Or is it just pure talent?
Honestly, it's just the competitor in me. Like, I am a student of social strategy games. I am known in the LRG community, which is known as the live reality game community, as a multiple winner of many competitions. So JT, I came and, they don't call me King Lance for nothing. So I came into the competition knowing that I needed to make alliances, knowing that I needed to compete. And as you can see in that little segment, I rallied up all the people. Like I knew people's relationships. So I rallied up the people that didn't have relationships and we knew how to move and shape. And for me, it worked out. I got to the final two. Yes, if this was a real competition and not no dang beer pong, probably would have beat JT. He's a young kid. These days, that's all he do is play beer pong. For me,
I love that energy.
see you soon. All I'm gonna say, we're gonna drop a little tea. I don't know, but we'll see who come out triumphant in the future.
Whatever is between us, Lance, like so impressed in like your gameplay and like actually watching it, like very impressed.
I would have
very strategic.
I would have to.
Oh my god, so strategic! Like you had me fooled like that.
Lance is definitely one of the smarter competitors, and he's really good at challenges as well. Something that Sea Caucus needs in the Sea Caucus challenge, the Caucus challenge. I do see him winning in the future. It's just really hard when you have a stacked opponent against you.
A stacked opponent.
Janice, you claimed not to be a drinking game gal, but made it all the way to top 5. And you were the only girl. First of all, hashtag female representation. But anyway, how'd you feel about it?
I was actually shocked in myself because I promise you, I do not sit here and play pong by myself. But I was definitely shocked, and it felt good. Can't even explain it. It just felt good, you know.
Right. Well, I hope it gets even better now that your boyfriend is JT.
Yeah.
Oh, he knows that I'm the new one in town. Like I'm
Period.
JP.
Everyone wants to shoot JP.
But just saying, JP, you know your target has risen now that you're attached to that guy.
Josh, I can relate to your fear of heights. What was it like facing your fear on the zip line?
Me doing it by myself, it showed me a lot. It pretty much showed me that I could face my fears. All the stuff that I did on this trip, it made me realize something about myself I never thought I had in myself. Like I love roller coasters, blah, 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 this and that. But like the zip lining, I thought I was gonna die. Like I was mad scared.
I would have been
I was
scared
like, oh
shitless.
no. I was like, I'm by my fucking self. Everybody's partnered up. Like I was gonna pussy out. I'm not gonna hold you, but I was like, let me just do this. Everybody's cheering me on. I was like, I got this.
Mike, you said you killed it in paintball. What was your best shot and where was the worst spot you got hit?
Not gonna say my dick because like we good. That worst shot I got hit, I guess, was like my shoulder because I had a couple welds. Best shot, it has to be between Ava and Christina because I actually ran across the whole thing, and I think I think actually Lance hit me, but I was like running straight across the thing. Someone hit me. And I went all the way across, and then I was like beelining it with
from the back.
Christina.
With Christina.
And then the guy shot the fucking whistle, and I'm like,
he just started shooting everybody.
Is that why I was crying.
Like,
is that why you
play the game?
Actually, was a mission.
Mike did some BS and he was shooting me at such close range that it hurt so bad, and I'm crying and I'm screaming, please stop, please stop. I was in so much pain. I never did point balling. I was crying.
This man Mike was so ruthless. He was shooting people that were standing we were standing
off
the field. He was shooting into the
accident. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What the fuck, Mike?
He blocked me. He shot me like 3 times in the leg.
I thought he was in the game. My bad. I'm so sorry.
You need to wipe your mask off, Mike.
How did all of you guys feel about the competition and adventures this season?
Loved it.
Amazing.
Okay.
It brought the best out of all of us.
What were your favorite moments?
Honestly, like the little challenge competition. I love the rock climbing,
obstacle
all the obstacle courses. I think that was awesome. The fact that like Josh just annihilated everybody and fucking ran up it was amazing. I love.
That's what I wanted to add on.
Paintballing, like it was amazing. It was awesome. Everything was awesome.
Go ahead, Josh.
Season than everybody.
The best thing about that part was that a lot of people always underestimate me, and I decided to prove them wrong, and it was it was a big moment for me. So I want to show everybody what I can do, and I want to show them that like I'm not a weak competitor, and I love to play games, and I love to like compete. So it was just the best moment to me. The green pipes as well, just running up the shit and trying.
Huge shout out to Janice because she found all the excursions we did. We had originally had like a couple excursions planned, but they got canceled for whatever reasons. So Janice found a lot of it. So huge shout out, thank you. You like saved us the entire time. My original show is the Caucus Challenge. Like I hope to see every one of these people on the Caucus Challenge eventually at least once, because they all brought different things. Lance was strategic, Ava's a comp piece, Christina brought the attitude, the comp, the fucking hilariousness, like everything. Janice over here, she was a beast too. Like that,
we forget Christina won like 3 eliminations.
Yeah,
yes. Oh my god,
Christina's a beast.
In Drag Race, she would be called the lip sync assassin.
She would be. She would be, babe.
She was the elimination assassin. Her and Jake, like she was the reason that Jake made it as far as he did. And then Ava and Jake literally got wasted, and me and her became a pair because they like dropped out. Like it was crazy.
So Ava and Mike, we saw that little shower scene, and y'all saying, "I hope they didn't catch everything." We all want to know what went down in that shower, and by all, I do in fact just mean Dre.
Okay, so absolutely nothing happened in the shower. I know it did look like that. When I said I hope they didn't get it on camera, it was in reference to something else. It was not in reference to the shower.
Off my body because like I was like soapy from the jacuzzi.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
What are you talking about, Ava?
Nothing. If it's not on camera, we don't talk about that. I remember saying that.
She don't want her men to find out.
Did you wipe the soap off?
Listen. I'm gonna tell you the absolute truth right now. Nothing happened. Next question.
Wait.
All right, but I just want to know, did you see your dick?
That's what I want to know.
She might have not touched her, but did she see your dick?
I did not. I saw absolutely nothing.
No way. Did you see
we
that?
Saw the ass.
Yeah, we definitely
saw the ass on camera. So you saw the dick.
I'm not gonna lie. It looked like you were giving a little handy down.
Right now, I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. She just like lowered my pants so like the soaps can go off.
JT, throughout the season, you didn't claim Janice as your girl, but you were seen cuddled up the entire time in Colorado Springs. Can you explain to me that concept, and what's the story of you and Janice prior to the show?
So, I've known Janice for like probably a little over a year at that point. Okay. We've tried before. It just, where we were in our lives just didn't align at that moment. But, you know, I like to chase. So, I kept chasing. Long story short, going into the house, I really didn't think anything of it. I just thought she was gonna either play me again, and I was just gonna be the hoe that I was before, or I was just gonna continue talking to her and then see where it goes. So I kept an open mind. I loved the girl. I liked her so much that I was just like I wanted to be with her. So then,
let's hear this.
Boom. Yeah. So that's how it worked.
So many times when I had like the little GoPro, and just like because we have a lot of downtime, that's what people don't know about us filming this show. And John and Janice would be booed up, so I'd be like sneaking around, getting like a little fantasy shot. So like when we're in their wedding and going to their wedding, we're gonna have that to showcase years down the line, you know.
Oh my God, wedding next season.
Oh, I love that. Sending you
like her that much.
The first Tlwl wedding.
They're gonna have a spin-off.
Like I'm fucking out, yo.
That would be a good season.
Of course, you're all invited.
No, I'm gonna be right in between kissing both of y'all when you kiss, because I'm in that relationship.
Oh, which one?
I'll see you.
Janice say that's mine, baby.
Janice, how did you feel about watching the episodes at home and seeing and hearing JT say he was parting ways with you after the show?
As we watched that episode, he actually had just like literally got off the plane and came to my apartment as we were watching the episode while it happened. So I kind of just looked at him and I was like, yeah, like you really dead the situation, right? Like this is so dead. and
so how are things going now? Are you guys good? Like what's happening?
I hate her.
I would like that.
That's so cute.
We're good. We're pretty good.
Don't tell me, bro.
That's really good to hear, and I hope nothing but the best for your relationship.
Thank you.
Dre, how did you feel in the house about both of your boys having booze, and did it affect your friendship in real life?
I hate those bitches. No, I'm kidding. Moving into the house, I knew a lot about Janice through telephone, and like I knew how much John really liked her. So like I kept telling him like, don't fuck this up. Like I get it, like you have your guard up, you have an ego, like you don't want her to play you, you don't want to look like this on the show. But like if you really care about someone, I think like this is gonna sound so corny, but like I'm a sucker for love, and I believe love triumphs everything. So like if you like someone, shoot your shot, and like even if you look like the ass at the end of the day, you want to be able to look back and be like, I told that person how I felt, and like I gave it my all. Little backstory, T. John and I, our friend group 7S, we weren't really big fans of Sydney at the time. There was like a lot going on at home with Leo and Sydney, and we planned this trip for Leo's birthday. So we were like, yo, like this bitch is gonna love her now, but like this bitch is gonna lock him in the room all weekend and we're not gonna be able to see him. So moving in, and John and I were pretty good friends with Sydney at one point. So moving into the house, we got to see that side of Sydney again. And after the season, no, I don't think it affected anything. I think in a way it helped me on the show. It helped me in a little bit because I didn't have my friends there. Like, yeah, I had John and Leo, but they had their own shit going on. So like Lance said, I had Lance and Josh, and I got really close to them in the house. And like, even till today, like those are my two, like I'm close to everybody, but like we text every single day. They help me with like everything and anything, like whether it's Dre Media stuff, just how's your day going, like they're like family to me. All that really matters is that if we need each other, we're there. We don't see each other every day. Obviously, John's in Florida and Leo's boot up and fucking husband up. So we're adults. We all got our own lives. But at the end of the day, like if it could be if I'm crying because a boy broke my heart, John and Leo are gonna be there. And if anything happens with them, it's the same thing. So that's all I can expect. And I'm happy for them. So that's really it.
Now, are you going to follow the trend that TYB seems to be going on and find yourself a boo?
Woo!
Honestly,
that's the main team.
Like, listen, I like it's taken me a while to be happy with being by myself and being single. So if you come into that house, like you got to sweep me off your feet. Like you got to be giving me the whole 9 yards. Like I want the ring right there.
5 inches.
All right, whoa. I'm single, ready to mingle. I'm always down for fun, but you gotta match my energy because as everybody knows, I'm very professional when it comes to this, and I'm mediator and stuff. But I'm a lot to deal with. Like I'm a lot. So
I can agree.
Nah.
You all seem to get along for the most part and made the best of the trip with the people you had there. But things weren't always sunshine and rainbows. A lot of confessionals and interview talk were kept secret. Time to open that door, mama, because it's time to spill the tea.
Uh-oh.
Mike, you mentioned that everybody had gotten a little too friendly and something was bound to happen. Why the negative attitude?
There's no negative attitude about that, honey. Like, it was just, I noticed what I noticed, and I know what's gonna happen, and I'm here for it, and that's pretty much it. Like, I know everybody's getting along, and I know the trend, and the trend is that when people get along for a while, there's bound to be a fight.
Josh, coming on to season 5, you mentioned throughout the season that Asha was your friend. Can you explain to me the bet situation?
Coming into this season, I thought I was close to Asha. We spoke here and there throughout text messages, whatever. And just seeing stuff that happened in confessionals is like, damn, it's a big slap to the face. Like, I had your back. Genuinely, I thought I had her back. Like, you could see in confessionals and everything. Every time they actually question, I try to dodge it because I don't want to throw her out there under the bus and make her look like the bad person. Like, I didn't want to stoop up to her level sometimes. And then when she wanted me to say sorry about taking the shit, it's like, why you want that? Why you want that content? It's like, what are you trying to show me?
Makes herself up, Josh. You don't even have to worry.
All I gotta say is, since we're talking about it, the Josh situation.
Right.
A fucking human being, and I feel like that she was treating him less. Like, my brother does this shit. It's a fucking bathroom. And
everybody, your fucking dad shits, bro. Like,
honestly, The thing I have to say,
it did stink. I'm not gonna hold you.
No, but look, the thing is,
I promise you, and I say this with the utmost respect. If I took the shit, she would have been smelling it like, oh my gosh, this smells
a lot worse.
I told Josh throughout like many times that we had talks, I was like, honestly, if you allow people to do that to you, they will continue this. If I would have came into the house allowing people to finagle me all the way through, I would have been known as the pushover. And I told Josh to say, sometimes you come across as being able to be pushed over. Like, a lot, you was nice that night one. When she did the second night and then to find out that Mike was in the bed, no shade to Mike, it's kind of slap in the face. It's like, you told us that, oh, you don't feel comfortable sleeping in the bed with a boy, but Mike got a dick just like
Mike was on the bed.
Okay, so this is the tea real quick. Like, she actually had me and Dre fighting real quick because I talked to her for like a good hour and a half. She vented and stuff. Like, I talked to her, then she talked to Dre. Everybody in this chat knows I'm loyal. Like, whatever,
of course,
whatever you have to say about me, like, I'm loyal. I fight for my friends and stuff like that. So like, for her to, I guess we'll go over it, but like for her to do what she did, like, super dirty. Like, we'll get into it. So dirty. Like,
but Josh, where do you stand with Asha now after the show?
We haven't. I've swiped up. I mean, I swiped up on one of her comments. Remember, I didn't see episode 7 or 8 yet because it didn't air. So I thought me and her were really good, and I commented on her page and everything.
I'm sorry. She literally wanted us to vote Josh.
She wanted to vote me out the house.
Oh,
for somebody who was there for you since day one.
Lance, I heard through the grapevine that you weren't too happy with the confessional Mike and Asha had made about you calling you a thief. How do you feel about that?
A thief is a big thing. Like, people wouldn't want to be around you if you're a thief. Like, you're in the house with 12 other people. If that notion of you being a thief is broadcast around, like, everybody gonna be walking on pins and needles with you. So for that to be broadcast and then the masses see that, it's like, oh, so Lance was going around the house stealing stuff. For one, Lance was the least smoker in the house, for one. So that's check number one.
Wait, let's say who said the thief though.
Yeah, exactly. But like I say, Asha did say the thief. The only thing that pissed me off about Mike is when he added that exaggeration, was like, oh, I'm room with him and I got lots of money.
I mean, listen, let's say something real quick. Like, does anybody else think, like, if someone who they're close with at the time said that they saw someone steal something from them, would you not be concerned if you had money in the room?
I was talking to Dre about it. I was like, Dre, at the end of the day, like, I'm proud of my accomplishments. I don't throw that in no one's face, but baby, check my bank account.
Me and Ava spoke about it, and Ava was like, but like, people call each other thieves, like, joking around all the time. I think it's like, we're all living in the house with majority of each other for the first time, and it's going to be on YouTube. They don't know each other to be making those type of comments and then not addressing it. Like, it was not addressed until it was aired. Let's say Lance wanted to be petty as fuck and be like, fuck Mike, like, fuck you, I don't want to talk to you. It could have been way worse, but since we are adults.
He's not though. And that's the thing, like, that's why I texted him separately.
Yeah.
Nobody saw it, and I was like, listen, I'm sorry that you think I'm calling you like a thief. Like, I was never calling him a thief ever.
Right.
It was just my friend at that exact time. That was my friend, and she specifically told me she saw Lance steal. I didn't know you at that time. I knew you for 2 days. So
exactly, it's understandable.
I didn't know you.
Yeah, we're good.
So we're good over that.
Yeah.
Period. And I'm glad.
To add on, like, what made me laugh was when she made a confessional. I think it was day 3 or day 4 that I'm not sleeping on the bed with her. I'm sorry. Like I said, we all pay for the same house. I aired it on Instagram. We all pay for the same house. So we knew what we were getting into. You cannot own one whole room to yourself. Goodbye.
Talk your shit, Josh. This is what we need.
I am going to talk my shit because I wish she was on here so I could address it. No shade to her. But it's like, how are you going to say this is your room? How are you going to say this is your room, you own this room, and everything?
It was one of her best friends. Like, you literally say something, you say something else. You're talking shit. You're pointing friends against each other. Like, she's the fakest bitch I've ever seen in my entire life, ever. And you can air that.
Living in a house full of crazy people with cameras filming you at all times, you'd actually be surprised with all of the moments that weren't shown on the season.
Yeah, you're pressing the subject. You're pressing the subject. Because Janice just said she doesn't want to go hiking at night. Mike and Asha just. We're all ready, bro. Go one. I'm sorry, you just. I'm not saying go get her. The fuck, go get her. I'm saying in general. Why are you so fucking pressed? What are you so mad about? What do you mean? You're fucking with the wrong one. All I said was We've been in Colorado for 2 days. I want to explore it. We've been in the house, fighting, drinking. We could do this anywhere at any time. He's feeling some type of way. He's holding in a lot. He's lashing out on me. So now I'm fucking pissed and I'm gonna go off.
Thing is that, bro, you get mad.
You're the one fucking getting mad. You're the one getting mad.
You're pressed to leave. So let's leave. I'm ready. Why haven't we left?
Because you're ready, does that mean everybody's ready?
So press everybody else.
I was not talking to you.
I'm not saying me specifically. I'm saying in general.
Right. Well, yes, and I'm saying in general too. I'm not allowed to speak and say that I want to go out.
Bro, but it's literally you're saying it to us continuously.
This is where everyone is. Ava and Christina are showering. Lance is over there. Lance is ready to go. Asha's downstairs asleep. Mike just woke up. So what am I gonna go speak to the fucking wall?
No, you need to wake people up.
I've had your back this entire time, but anything I do, any comment I make, anytime I'm talking to someone, it's like, oh, you're against me. And that's completely not it. Anybody in this house could tell you that I ride for John and Leo. You could be in there.
I don't want to be in this. This is between you and John.
John, every season proves like he has something up his fucking ass. Like, all I'm saying is that we're in Colorado. We've been here for 2 days. I get it. It's 2 days. We still have another couple days. But, like, let's go out. Let's fucking see things. Like, even if we're sitting outside in the yard, let's go fucking drive around. We're just sitting here fighting. And there's 8 people in the room, but who gets fucking pressed? John. So now, yeah, I'm gonna fucking be screaming and going fucking crazy because this is every fucking season that John has to take it out, whatever he's feeling, because I know that he's pissed at the girls. So instead of lashing out the girls, he's gonna try and take it out on me. That's not gonna fucking happen.
I honestly don't know what's wrong with you. You try to involve yourself in every single problem that I've ever had in my life.
This said what?
You literally just try to cause problems every single day. Like I feel like you wake up and you're like, wow, how can I start problems today? And then you actually try your absolute hardest to piss every single person off, and you do really good at it. Like might be the only thing you're good at because I beat you in like every single game.
I think she was just trying to stir the pot because there was nothing going on in the kitchen. We were having a good time, and you know Leo, he's a good instigator. So once she said that, Leo just instigates it, starts a flame.
Bro, I'm not gonna do this.
No, you're not.
You're not gonna do what?
You see, he says he has dirt on you, but he doesn't want to do it. He says he has dirt on you, but
I never said after.
Let's hear the dirt.
What's the dirt?
What's the
dirt?
I feel like every single time that I fight with John is for fun, it's for entertainment. And I feel like I could just say anything, like any little thing, and it'll definitely get under his skin. So it's just so easy to fight with him, so why wouldn't I? I knew I was going to end up fighting with you, but I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, trying to think that, you know, like maybe we're a better person since Boston.
Bro, there's video of you saying that, like, contradicting yourself 10 minutes ago.
I know, and now, like I said, I knew it shouldn't last for long because now here you are, misbehaving.
Misbehaving.
Here we are gathering for our cast pictures and our cute ass sweaters to represent TLWL. So they go to get Asha, and apparently she's saying that she don't feel good, she's throwing up, and she's overly heated. I don't know if you know the pandemic we in or whatever, but those symptoms do not sound good right about now. Now is not the time to be playing around. I don't hope you're sick, but I just hope you're not playing around, girl. My prayers go out to you.
So obviously you're the one who's creating the narrative. Let's not do that. Let's not do that, Josh.
I decided to check up on Asha, and she wasn't feeling good at all. So I decided to let the house guests know.
Well, does she have a fever? He the one who said he felt her. She's hot. So if anything, you can hold it and you sit next to us too. You touched her.
We're coming at each other's throats, but pretty much like I didn't fuck with it for like 5 seconds. I felt annoyed.
Because you got the right one. When you raise your voice to a certain level, I'm going to raise it to match that or be a little higher to show you that. And Josh just, you know, we had a little moment. Don't come at me like that because you could come at other people hostile like that, but you got the right one. Right, previous season, continue being that gangster and go talk in the confessional about what just happened. Josh is definitely someone I've been bonding with a lot in this house, so it kind of sucks that it happened with me and him.
We got along like this since the first day, and I hope we could be friends in the future.
Dre and JT, what was that about? It looks like TYB even had its cracks. What the hell does TYB even stand for?
Honestly, it doesn't even matter what it means. It's just the sense of like brotherhood, family. That's what it really means, John. Like, why are you acting shocked? Like, it could mean penis, vagina, shithole. Like, it means that at the end of the day, we choose each other over 99.9% of people, and it's just loyalty, family, and being there like when you need someone. That's what TYB is. The reason John and I were fighting was because John has a little temper, right? These girls were testing him. He decides he wants to take out his anger on me because I was in a rush to leave the house. And he was like, he started coming crazy at me. And then in the clip, you hear me say, I'm not the one you want to fuck with. I was not like, oh, I was like, oh, you're messing with the wrong one. Not like I'm going to fight him. Not like that. I meant it as like, you're really going to talk to me like that when at the end of the day, no matter what these people say or do to you, I'm going to have your back and you're going to yell at me like that. You're going to do that to me. That's what that really was. It wasn't anything serious, but I was a little hurt. I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to talk to him.
Okay, let me explain my side of the story now.
Please.
Because it goes all the way back to Boston. So now we're going to bring it. Basically, this man likes to choose sides sometimes. And I feel like sometimes he chooses out of respect. Because me and Andres, we know where we stand. So we're never going to have a problem. We talk it out and then we hash it out. So I feel like he stands with the newbies more than he stands with the old heads because he wants them to feel comfortable, which I agree. Right. Absolutely. But again, the girls were coming at me. I was tight about the situation. And Andres was, like my punching bag at the time. And Andres was rushing. I felt like everybody that didn't need to be rushed. We were sitting at the table. We ate. We were ready to step out the house. Mike still didn't wake up. This is when Mike was still sleeping. This is when Asha was still downstairs. So I was just mad at the fact that I was like, I don't want to hear you continue to tell me to hurry up when there's two people downstairs and they didn't even get out of bed.
But I even said it in the fight. I'm like, what do you want me to fucking talk to the wall? Like, I was literally just saying out loud. I was like, can we like fucking leave? And he's like, why are you yelling at all of us? Go fucking tell the bitches in the shower. Mike and Asha are sleeping and it's fucking 1 p.m. I was like, yo.
No, I was sleeping till like 3 p.m. too. I was sleeping hard.
Ava and JT, your friendship is more or less like a rivalry. Ava, what is it about each other's personalities that clash?
I think the issue is not more so my personality, but JT's. He has the ego completely out of control, and he thinks that he just runs shit. And as shown in Boston and Colorado, you could see how he doesn't really win any competitions against me. So basically, he's all talk. But he's good. He's cool. He's cool. We get along.
Basically,
JT, care to respond?
Yeah, we're cut from the same cloth in the sense that we're both
a napkin.
We both talk shit. You don't get better than me and Ava, so I think that's just basically what it was, and we hashed it out and we know where we stand.
Yeah,
totally agree. So, two people with really big egos. That's a problem.
Your running gag on the show is labels. Do you consider her a friend, an enemy, a frenemy?
I would have to say frenemies. It's probably enemies on the more competitive side of what we do, and then it's friends on the more chill side, and then
fair enough.
Basically.
Now, this argument was very random. Lance and Josh, you two were good friends the entire season, even each other's allies, kicking it off. What triggered this lash out?
It all stemmed from, we were trying to get promos done. We all were like over, we ready to get it done. Asha Ash is sleeping down there, from everything that happened, expelled from the house, whatever. So she all of a sudden, the reason why she's not doing promos anymore is because she's sick. And Josh was like, yeah, she told me that she was feeling a little sick. So of course, COVID started going through all our mind. And we're like, if you playing around being sick, like Janice talked about in her confessionals, like, this is not the time to play around you being sick. Right. And Josh said something like, yeah, she told me. I'm like, first of all, if she's sitting there telling you this, why are we just hearing about it now that it's been brought up? And he said some dumb fugazi stuff. And I'm like, look, Josh, you're trying the wrong one. I'm like, look.
So the reason why me and Lance also argued on this, I believe, is because of the fact that she has said word for word that she vomited. So I let the house guests know, if I remember, right? Did I tell you guys that? That she had vomited? Okay. So the reason why me and Lance started arguing is because on video, I had raised my voice a little bit, but to me, I thought I was speaking fine. So then that's when he was like, "You're doing the wrong one. Like you're arguing with the wrong one," and that's where it happened. And then I did apologize to him right after, like after everything. I didn't realize I raised my voice on him. That was basically the argument, but it was because Asha said she was sick and she didn't feel good.
Are you guys cool with each other now?
Yeah, of course. I speak to Lance outside of his house. Maybe not every day, but here and there we talk.
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely someone I talk to outside of this. Him, Dre, and then like my newfound friendship with Janice and John, and Christina knows she's my boo. We FaceTime all the time too. So I feel like I really pretty much keep in touch with all my house guests. And me and Ava, we're in our other group chat for what we got going on, and all of that. So
now listen, I know this topic is going to be hot. I've seen a lot of you have opinions on the entire Asha situation. So much has happened on this vacation that there's a lot that needs to be addressed. Christina, you said Asha was a flip-flopper in previous seasons and then caught her in her schemes when she was trying to pit you against Janice in the bathroom. How did that go down?
Yeah, so let me explain. Yeah, so I only know her from the previous seasons. I felt like from the previous season, she was that crazy girl. Like how I came on, I don't know how you guys assumed her to be, but like she was whatever. So now when I came in and she saw that the attention is now maybe on me and it could get off of her plate and maybe she doesn't have to be labeled as that crazy girl, it now moved on to my plate, all right? So you guys already saw what went down the first day, and I felt like she was antagonizing me to do it again and come up to me and say, oh, I don't know exactly what was said, but Janice whispered something to John's ear, or like, I was like, girl, come on, I'm not with this shit. Like, if it happened, it happened, and I'm not about to go out there looking crazy. Like what you said, I was just not with it. At that point, we were getting along. I was over the drama. We just had a good ass time. So I looked at her like, are you like, no, girl, you're not going to get that energy out of me. Like, I don't know where you're getting to. And the second she saw she wasn't getting that energy out of me, she switched it to, oh no, she was talking shit about me, not you. So I was like, what are you talking about? What are you getting to? Like, what were you gonna say, Dre? So that I did not like that. Don't try to start with me and make and feel like she wanted to get that energy out of me so I could look crazy. And I was like, baby girl,
I have to give Christina respect. Like, thank God you are not a dumbass, because she could, like I said, even with the Lance thing, Asha's little seeds that she plants can really blow people up against each other, and I feel like that's what she did in and outside of the house. So if she gave that to Christina could have been like, you know what, enough is enough, I'm gonna hit this bitch. Like, she does not shut up. Like, Janice does not stop, and she could have went and she could have it could have been worse. And what the whole house, at least I know from my perspective, I think it was like me and Lance, like, we wanted Janice and Christina to be cool. Asha was just trying to make sure that didn't happen so that she wasn't on the outs with Christina, because she wanted Christina, Mike, Ava. She wanted all that
on her side.
It's full of shit.
And side note, it was really funny. I caught this when Asha got caught in her lie. I know me and Andres talked about it.
The smirk, right?
The smirk. She goes, he got caught, and she was like, she goes, what are you talking about? And then Christina's like, what? And then she was like, oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
It was me. Yeah.
I'm like, see how she switched it up, right? When she didn't get the energy she wanted out of me, it was all switched up. I was like, wait, what are you getting to it? And then it's like, it's not like we're alone. We're in front of mad people. You're being recorded. Like, where are you?
Oh, we all saw
Whatever.
it. We all saw it.
Now, fast forward later in the night. Asha is livid with a comment Janice had made earlier in the evening. Janice, what exactly was said and how did this transpire? Were you surprised that Asha no longer rocked with you in that moment, and especially the comment she was making while you were watching the show?
The comment that was made, I'll start there. So during our holiday party, there was like something that was said that someone had said like, oh, Asha's on JT's dick. I didn't really give a fuck. Like, I didn't care. So then John was like, actually, no, like, everyone in the house is on my dick. And, like, me just being, like, the smart ass I am, there's 12 people in one house. If there's 12 people on one dick.
Like, your dick?
Dirty, like, it was a smart ass remark to John, because I know John were able to play around like that. It was never an attack at her or anyone else in the house at that point. It was literally me fucking with John because we know each other and we can do that with each other.
Right.
It was never like, she just took it out of proportion. She again did not ask any questions. She just was like, oh, this is my chance because, you know, I want a problem with her, so this is my chance to go and like have a problem with her.
And I do feel like Asha switched up the story because she said hop off my, and then you said, oh, you're dirty. So she made it
sound. So now that you're saying the story, it's totally different from what we understood.
And then even in the episode, she switched it up and was like, well, maybe I might have heard it wrong. Maybe I heard it wrong. I might have heard it wrong, maybe. But the thing is, if you feel you're a bad bitch, go to Janice and be like, hey, this is what I heard, address it. The thing is, that's the problem I had a lot of the times, is that Asha would, try to rile things up. She knew Christina was already anti. She knew Ava was going to always be on her girl's side, that she always wanted to make sure it was a mix. And that's the problem that we had. Address people. And that's why me and Ava was able to squash our stuff. A lot of us was able to squash our stuff because we addressed it. Because that he say, she say telephone don't work.
Everybody was always able to squash everything except her, because she's the only one who talked different about different people to different people, different languages, everything.
And it was
we all squashed everything with everybody when it arose. She's the only person who had an issue and had a fake issue with everybody. And honestly, she started problems that she can't finish, and that's why you're not here.
She originally said that the reason that that Denise talked shit is because apparently me and Ava were battling, and when I lost, JT made a comment and Janice whispered something in his ear, and that's why she wanted me to pop off. And I was like, what are you saying? I was like, I didn't even hear nothing. I didn't see nothing. I'm not about to go out there and look crazy. And then when I go look crazy, Janice is gonna look at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm gonna look like that crazy bitch again. So I said, no, thank you, baby girl. I'm not doing that. I didn't see or hear nothing. I don't care. Like, no, it didn't make no sense to me.
Yeah, and out of respect for Christina and Ava, like, we know, like, they confront their problems, even though maybe Christina Christina says it up in front, and I give respect. And same thing about Ava. It's just, how does it come from Asha, who puts that persona and then doesn't follow through?
I had this conversation with John and Andreas like after the show, and I was like, differences aside with Christina and I can always respect her for going up to me and like talk, like having our argument or whatever. But when it comes to Asha, I can't have that respect for her because she didn't have the audacity, like she didn't have the nerve to come up to me and like talk to me myself. And when a person can't do that, like, I'm sorry, you just can't. I just can't have respect there.
She was fake with you for 6 days, had you thinking that y'all were cool.
Initially, yes, I was surprised because earlier that day we were taking pictures together. We were like, there's times throughout the show where it's literally captioned where I'm like complimenting her, whether. Like, I'm just being like a genuinely nice person towards her. I never had anything with her, even though I knew like she had her wants towards John or whatever. Like, I didn't let it bother me. So like seeing the switch up, I was like, what? Like, where is this coming from? But like back and like seeing her history with everyone else, it's like, oh, okay, I should have expected that. It's just annoying because there's literally, she pulled out cameras that were not production cameras to go and talk all this big talk, but was never able to confront me directly. So like the whole situation just proves who she is as a person.
Right. Dre, how did you know Asha was popping off? And why did you tell JT?
I'm upstairs I'm actually talking to Lance, and all of a sudden I get a text from Christina, and it's an 8-minute video, and it's 8 minutes and 10 seconds to be fucking exact. And it was so long that it wouldn't even play. Like, it was like an iCloud video. And Christina texted me. I go, what is it? She goes, come downstairs with cameras. Asha's popping off. I ignored her. Mike comes upstairs and like, you need to come downstairs with cameras. So what do? I go downstairs. I don't insert myself. So the part where Asha's tying up her hair, that was her, how Janice mentioned, that was not a production camera. That was Christina's phone. She was talking to Christina's phone. So she knew that she was being recorded.
She was being recorded.
And she was putting on a show for the camera. She felt very comfortable because she thought, oh, Christina doesn't fuck with Janice. Christina's not going to say shit. And Mike is my boy. These were her two besties. Right. And they went and did what a normal person would do on a show and exposed her ass. So I come down.
It's truth. We just spoke the truth.
So I came down, I'm recording her. She's going crazy, talking about she'll take John from Janice. She's has a brand. She's the baddest bitch in the house. All these things. And I'm like, oh.
Maybe your wig is slipping.
It wasn't until she said verbatim, we could take it back to Jersey. I got friends back in Jersey. Before we left to the show, right or wrong, John, she told us that if John started with her, he was going to have problems when he got back home with her people back home.
Yeah, of course,
so,
everything goes back to me.
I have two options. I could keep my mouth shut and let this play out, or I can prove my point to John, because his thing is you're always on the newbie side. You never really have my back. You want to make everybody feel comfortable. That was me showing him, like, when it comes down to it, I got you. I'm not going to defend you when you want to fight with a girl because you made a slick comment towards her and now she's violating you. That's your issue. But when it comes to real life, oh, I'm going to get him beat. You are not, no one is touching John. No one's touching John. No one's touching any of my friends. No one's touching Janice. No one's touching Christina. No one is touching anybody in that house unless you were on the show. And even then, I don't want you guys touching each other because that's just for no reason.
Let's hear about the text messages you got.
So going into the season, he didn't want to be friends with her. So I was like, all right, now's the chance. Like now.
I was actually predetermined.
JT, would you have felt away if Dre didn't tell you on what was being said about Janice? And would you have done the same for him? JT, would you have felt some sort of way if Dre didn't tell you on what was being said about you and Janice? Would you have done the same for him?
Knowing who Andres is and just knowing what he does for me, he usually is going to tell me that type of stuff, especially if it deals with anything partaking in me. So I definitely would have felt away if this would have came out and I would have never known and all this shit talking went down and I wasn't able to defend her, especially from a so-called friend. I definitely would have been bothered, but of course he told me. And then I would have definitely done the same if, you know, Andres has a significant other and someone's talking dirt on the significant other's name. I would have told him because it's just something that he needs to know.
I owned it on the show and I said it. Yes, I told John because that's my brother. But again, just to prove my point, she's mad at me and JT, but who leaked it in the first place? Christina and Mike. But she's not mad at them. But she's mad at me and JT for having each other's back.
Can I just say that when we were together in that room, it wasn't like I was recording from the sidelines. Like I told her, girl, I'm gonna record this. I clearly had that phone in her face. So it wasn't so much of exposing. It was just really what was happening. And I wasn't about to sit there. She kept repeating the same thing. I didn't want to record all that shit. So I said, Andre, handle this. Come with your cameras.
Right. When you say something on camera and then you act like you didn't say it when it's on camera and then you're mad that it's on camera, like.
And then me and Mike were asking her, like, we're recording you and you're saying all this stuff. So where are you getting to? Are you going to confront her? Because we're assuming that you're tying your hair up. You're getting to a point. Exactly. You told her.
JT, you mentioned a couple of times this season that you will no longer be associated with Asha after Colorado Springs and that she was crazy and jealous. Can you elaborate?
I mean, we see it in the past seasons. She is a little infatuated with me. She was just so consistent with just crossing that boundary that I was just like, I was getting fed up with it. And, you know, ultimately it just led up to this big explosion.
Do you have any receipts of her obsession?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I have plenty of receipts. Like, what do you want?
The week that we were leaving for the show, she told me, Andreas, I'm not going to lie. John's been looking really good and I would ride his face. That's what she said. And she had no idea Janice was going on this trip. So she wanted John.
And I feel like that's why she kept trying to antagonize me. So she wouldn't, so she was, yeah, exactly. And I was not with it. I was already in the point, like I was trying to freaking tree shit out. And here she come again trying to get me crazy. I was like, no, baby girl, you're on your own with this one. I'm so sorry, but.
She's a piece of shit. Like, you're a fucking dog, your friends. Like, not for nothing, but like certain people had your back, and then you want to sit there and fucking literally roast the people who had your back. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, no one's your friend. No one wants to be your friend. You go fucking fail on America's Got Talent because you got none. Like, it's that and that. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
No one wants you. No one wants to be friends with you. No one wants to hang out with you, and you're done. And you're 8 years too fucking late. And I'm gonna snatch it next time I see you, and that's it. And don't get your friends involved because no one wants to involve your friends because they're also whack.
I don't want to sit here and sound like maybe a fake bitch or anything. I won't lie. After the show happened and everything, I do feel that I looked a little crazy. And the way I was coming off, and I was like, damn, like, what are people to think about me? Like, how is this gonna pertain to my future? So in a way, I understood what she was saying of messing up her brand, or what she was saying. And I was like, damn, girl, not for nothing. After the show, because it's my first time on the show, you guys know how it goes. You guys know how it is. You guys, whatever. I felt
yours
like
came across as a character.
If I would have hit Janice, you guys would have had something to say, like, oh my gosh, she's ghetto, she's crazy, she's hitting bitches. But the fact that I didn't hit her, people still have something to say. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, Christina. Yours came off as a genuine reality star, a character. You know, you got your TV time, whereas hers came across as very much so like very.
This is who she is.
Yeah.
You're very genuine. You're yourself the entire time, and we all do that.
Everyone's not gonna get along.
Whatever.
Just like my season.
Next question, please.
Next question.
Janice, do you think that her frustrations come from a sense of jealousy towards you, or was she just standing her ground in general?
I 100% think it is jealousy. There was really no ground to stand. Like, if you don't like him, then what is your issue with me? Like, I think even if it was freaking Ava or Christina that was the person that John had a thing with, she would have still had some sort of animosity towards them, just because that's the person John is with.
From an outsider's point of view, it did look like you were playing both sides of the house, Dre. Why did you let JT know, but then go back to check up on Asha? Whose side are you on?
Well, I'm on JT's side. Like, there's no side. I'm on the right side. People could say what they want, but I even shouted out Mike, Lance, and Christina because they all three of them saw on the season and mentioned in the season, like, this is a one-man show. Like, they are the talent, but everything, all the editing, all the camera, like, it's 90% me. So I know a lot of the shit going on in the confessionals. I know majority of the clips. I got to do a lot on my own, and she took it too far. I genuinely do believe that Asha would get outside sources involved, and she tried to, and that's the only reason I told them. Because if it was just stupid little shit, whatever, I wouldn't have said anything. I checked up on Asha because she is my friend. And she was my friend, and she wanted to leave. And I was like, but why do you have to leave? Like, why can't you talk to Janice about it? Why can't you still got Mike? You still got Christina. You still got everybody else. Like, why do you have to take it this far? And she asked, I don't know if you remember this, Christina, when she texted me she wanted to leave, I was like, all right, let me go talk to her by myself. No cameras. I was like, no cameras, because I don't want her to think that I'm trying to, like, that this is for the show. Like, I genuinely do care. And I was down there for like 30, 40 minutes when Mike and Christina came down with the camera. And that's what you guys saw on the show, because they were like, yo, you're on a show. The same rules apply for you. Like, when we're having private conversations, you come in, so we're going to come in. And I 100% respect that. And I'm glad they came in because everybody got to see how crazy this girl is.
Right. Lance, do you feel as if Dre was playing both sides, or did you think he did the right thing?
I personally don't think he played both sides. At the end of the day, like, you know, I didn't personally have like a close friend in the house, but I would have been that same person, like, hey, this person said this about you. You know, I think you just need to be on edge, or at least try to have a conversation to get on the same page. She felt that everybody was just doing stuff for camera, when I know for a fact it's many long conversations that I, Mike, and even Christina have had with her aside from camera. Because like I mentioned, we have a lot of downtime, so everything is not being recorded. I had real conversations with this girl, and for her to say what she said was a total slap in the face, because at the end of the day, like, I genuinely came here to meet all these people. If I was only here for a reality show, I would not have talked to none of these motherfuckers after I filmed my 6 days.
I've also heard that Mike and Christina have been playing both sides in the house and after filming as well. So let's clear that up. From what I was told, Mike and Christina, you both have stayed in contact with Asha after the show and have told her that Dre and JT were talking badly about her after the blow-up. Apparently, you both also mentioned that you plan on no longer working with Dre Media and that she should take action on what went down on the show. Can you both give us your side to this?
What's funny is she actually had a lot to say about Dre Media and everything that happened. She said that pretty much Dre begs for me to be on the show, but I think it's the opposite. Am I wrong or right?
No disrespect, but yeah, I think.
Yes, like
I don't even want to. I don't know. I don't even want to make it sound like you begged me to be on the shows. You genuinely do support, and you asked to be part of it.
Love it. I have to tell you too. So he actually sent a text message out, and he's like, "Listen, whoever is not on the next season, if you want to be, included in anything, like let me know." And I texted him immediately, and I was like, "Listen, if you don't want me on the next season, like I would love to include myself in anything. I love everything you do. Everything Asha does is false. Everything. I didn't know that until probably like 3 weeks ago, Dre. I actually had over an hour conversation with Asha, and it's like a normal conversation that we usually have, but like she was venting and stuff, and like it was a normal conversation. Then I called Dre, and I find out that she tells him that, I say Dre begs for me to be on the show, like I never want to be on this, like this is bullshit. Like these people have known me for again over a year, so like it's that's just not me. So Asha is full of shit. If she wants to say something, she can. But I mean, honestly, like her integrity also speaks for itself, and her integrity is dog shit. Really.
Ooh. After I saw the show and all the commentary and and actually watching myself, I'm like, damn, my ass do look a little crazy, not for nothing. But when the show finished and everything, and I saw everything, and mind you, we're seeing episode per episode, conference per conference, a week from a week. So I don't really know what's going on.
Right.
So I called her and I said, damn, girl, not for nothing. I get where you're coming from. Because I feel like, damn, I look crazy. And I kind of wish this could be like unaired. I'm going to be real with you. I look a little crazy. So, yes. That's why I said, I never said I never told her pull through with what the fuck you're doing. I just said, I feel you, girl. I feel crazy too.
That was my question, because I texted the group chat. I texted our group chat because we also stay in contact there. And I was like, listen, I want to be mature about this. You guys, whoever wants to be friends with Asha, stay in touch with Asha. That's fine. I can't tell you who you can and cannot be friends with. But please, if you support me and you're my friend, do not add fuel to this fire where she wanted to get lawyers, law involved. And she kept telling me that Mike and Christina were egging that shit on. And I really believed it. I wasn't so mad.
That's why there's no fucking friendship, bro.
I wasn't really so mad.
No fucking friendship.
The second that she wanted to make me look crazy, that's why I was like, oh, hell no, this bitch is shiesty.
I really believed it when she was telling me what Mike said, because Mike was her like best friend.
I'm sorry, Mike was her best friend in the house. So it's just imagine like the magnitude of when it was me and Andres and she was moving so shady. Yeah, Mike had her in the house, but I promise you, we had this girl outside the house. We had her back. We were the first people she called crying.
I was upset because I was like, is Christina trying to play me? Or like, because it's okay to feel the way you feel. Like you learn from your mistakes. Like you came in hot.
No, I get it.
But when you come back,
you know
what to do and what not to do.
Like towards the second to last day, like me, Ava, Asha, we were all saying how nervous we were about this show being aired. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. It wasn't just me and Asha. Ava had the same energy for her whole government. Me, like, just whatever. I thought I was gonna look fucking crazy I thought I was gonna look pussy for not hitting you, Janice. I'm gonna be honest with you.
If y'all really worried about that kind of stuff, it might be best that some of y'all take a step back away from it, because at the end of the day, yeah, it's fun and all, but if you're sitting there and going to be worried about that every season, you're taking spots away from people.
We're not worried about it.
I know definitely jumping on production for this new season and interviewing some of these people. Some people we had to turn down, and then some of those people are taking spots, OGs are taking spots from some of those people that would love to just be unapologetically themselves.
Christina, I think in the moment I was real heated, and if we would have gotten to that point, then it would have just gotten to that point, but then I don't think we would have been able to move forward now if it would have gotten there. Like, say we were to have put our hands on each other, I don't think we could be in the place we are now.
That goes into our conversation that we had the one-on-one about how me and you both, Christina, felt we was in a lot of the drama, and we pretty much was like, you know what? Like, maybe we need to take a step back. Maybe as newbies, we came into this thing feeling like we had to, be defensive. But at the end of the day, if we don't sit there and give these people unapologetically ourselves, they're never going to fully get to know us. And there's going to be problems every single time we step into the building. So we need to be able to be adults and have these conversations, because we both talked about how, like, I want to have the conversation with Ava, you want to have it with Janice. You know, it didn't happen, but at least that's where our mind was going. We was ready for change. We didn't want drama.
Right. Josh, you stayed neutral in the house and even after the show as well. Has your opinion on Dre, JT, or even Asha changed at all?
The only opinion that's changed is on Asha, obviously, after seeing everything that's been aired. Honestly, I tell Dre this all the time. I'm very happy and honored to be on his project, his shows and everything. John, I spoke here and there on Instagram and stuff. We're not as close, but I would like to get to know him more on the personal level and everything. The only person I want to stay away from, it is Asha. I'm not going to hold you, and it's because everything she's done, everything she said. You can see it season after season, how she is. She's the one that causes the problems. From my past season, I've learned from myself. I learned so much, and I'm so happy that I've changed. And I don't need that back in my life. You know what I'm saying?
I respect that. No, completely. Now that the truth has been shown and watched, where does everyone stand with one another?
I stand gracefully with everybody except Asha, because I defended Asha to the T all the time, on and off camera. Not a person who I ever want to hang out with again.
I genuinely do feel like we are a family. We're a dysfunctional family. You guys might not think of it as like a big deal, but like this TLWL project is a huge deal to me. So I respect, like, Christina, like, you lost your job over that. Like, I like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody understands like where I'm coming from.
Yeah, and like, that's why, like, I respect you so much, like, because you're helping me with my dreams, and I hope that one day when I make it to where I want to be, I can repay everybody that has helped me get there. But everyone else here, like, I genuinely do love you guys. You guys are my family. I'm always gonna be there, whether it's you guys need help with a fucking edit, you guys want to have a photo shoot, you guys want to start a YouTube channel, whatever it is, I'm gonna be here. And I hope that you guys stay in my lives for a very, very long time. Again, just thank you for the entire experience, and I hope to see you guys on more projects.
Now, let me just thank Dre for giving me this platform to be on here and ask you guys a bunch of questions and be the most extra bitch I could possibly be on this show.
Shout out to Tobias.
Yeah, shout out. Shout out for a great host. Get him for craziness.
I love a spicy host. I love a spicy host, I tell ya.
My last question is actually for everybody. How was the entire experience in working with Dre Media?
I feel like I made really good relationship, really good bonds. I love being a people person. I love entering these new and unique experiences and meeting people. Like, most of you guys are from like the New York, New Jersey area. I don't think I would have ever rubbed elbows with half of you guys. So it's just like amazing for like y'all to let somebody like me into y'all lives and open yourselves up to me. I'm really interested to see how my relationships grow with a lot of you all. I know like the next time I touch down in Orlando, I got somewhere to be, as well as with all of, the New Jersey New Yorkers. Like, I just can't wait to see like where this goes and how far this TLWL Dre Media stuff takes us.
Period.
I loved every second of it. It was honestly, it was an experience. It was an experience. We all knew what we were setting up for. Some of them been on the show before, knew what it was, and some of our newbies, and I'm just happy I met all you guys, and we had a really good time. Not for nothing. The first day, it was literally all that drama was legit the first day. The rest of the whole time was immaculate. We had such a good time. So it really was, the drama was okay for the show, but it was literally the first day that was drama. And we're good. We're good, guys.
Shout out to Andres, obviously doing all this work and having us be able to come together and do a reunion and all that. But honestly, it was a big deal, especially for this episode, mainly because we allowed newer people we really didn't know at all, not even a lick. Like, I knew nothing of Lance, I knew nothing of Christina. Of course, I knew everybody else, but like adding that kind of expanded the show. And now that it worked out for the better, hopefully in the future, future TLWLs, we're able to host even more people and have bigger events and be able to do bigger things, which I'm pretty excited about.
Period.
100%. For me, meeting everybody in this house, like I said, I didn't really know a lot of people. I didn't know Leo. I didn't know Cindy like that. I've always wanted to meet them in person. I met Lance. I met Janice, Christina, for me, it's like we're a big family, and I hope we could stay together in future, whether we're going seasons, caucus challenge, whatever. Through this pandemic and everything, it's been hard, for everybody. And like I said, I hope we could all plan a trip together again and link up and hang out. Like, I'm ready for this. I'm happy. I'm glad I met everyone.
Oh, y'all are so cute. Don't even get me started. This reunion and entire season was entertaining and enjoyable to watch. Thank you all for clearing things up, answering my shady questions, and mostly letting us see your lives on the life we live. I can't wait to see what Dre Media has in store for the future, and I know you guys can't either. I have been your ever-charming host, Tobias Keith, and I am signing out this bitch. Until next time, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.